Ding 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 da ding ding da ding 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 da ding ding da ding 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 da ding ding da ding ding ding.
Fubble Time.
Hi there. I am Teresa Tomey.
And I am Patrick Ziegler.
And we are.
Fubble Entertainment.
And this is.
Fubble Time.
Fubble Time. Fubble Time. Oh, we should play Darius's again some point. His little
Oh,
theme that
that's
he
right.
made for us. We need to do that. Hey, everybody. Welcome. It's good to have you with us.
We're towards the end of the year. We only have 2 more shows for the year.
That's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. Well, I am excited.
I'm typing in who is joining us.
Okay. I'm like, that's so weird. We usually have people. It's so quiet tonight. I don't know what's happening. Oh, well, I'm going to dive in because we've got people watching on YouTube, on Patrick's page, on the Fubble page. We got people all over the place. So let's start by sharing a little bit about our guest who's joining us from our green room shortly. Henry LaMarr is probably one of LA's tallest, jovial, I know, illustrators of today. It's so funny because when you see his photos, you're like, he's a tall drink of water. And then he even put it in his bio. He focuses on writing also and performing and on stage whenever the job calls. He's a native of Los Angeles. He began his studies at USC's 32nd Street Magnet School, where he participated in a variety of visual and performing arts classes like Mural Club, Imagination Workshop, theater production. In between time at school, he's also joined other groups like the Los Angeles Boys Choir and the VAPA program. He began early on to develop his talent around cartoon sketches, portrait illustration, creative writing, and improv, and gained attention as an up-and-coming artist and creative funny man with his own column in the high school newspaper.
I love that
initiative. I know. I was eating Pop-Tarts and watching the Brady Bunch, so not the same initiative there. Graduating from the Music and Performing Arts Academy of Hamilton High School, Henry continued to study art at his local community college. And in 2015, he was accepted at the Academy of Arts College, where he focused on illustration and design. Let's see here, and in 2015 as well, he launched Henry's Illustrations, henrylamarr.com. We're going to give that to you later. And he continues to find creative and artistic ventures and projects to illuminate. We're going to send you to his website so you can see his work, which is amazing, and learn more about him. But stay with us right now to welcome and learn more about this fabulous human that I'm excited to really get to know.
I know, right?
Welcome.
And here he is. Welcome, Henry.
Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you all? It's great to see you. Can I get a small request before we start? Can I get the intro again? I love it so much. Oh, I love it.
Ding, 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 ding.
I love every show. I just start grooving.
There you go.
Yay.
Hi, Brad. Hi, Christina. We've got some people joining us.
Oh, Christina Carroll's here. Christina Carroll is Bob Carroll Jr.'s daughter.
Oh, wow.
I know. And Teresa, you were just asking me about Bob Carroll and Madeline Pugh Davis.
I was. Hi, Kevin. I was. Carol, it's nice to have you here because I saw the movie and we're going to talk to you about that in a little bit, maybe.
But I haven't seen it yet.
So we can't do any spoilers, but I'm like, Patrick, you've got to see it because I have so many questions.
Oh, so good.
I know. I know.
Well, do you want to, thanks so much. And Kevin's here. Thanks for joining us. And I'm going to quick ask this. It's L-A capital M-A-R-R, or is it?
Right.
Oh,
that's right.
My bad.
A little French. L-A capital M-A-R-R.
And Henry, I'm going to take just a slight break, and I'm just going to do this and say there's a phone call coming in from my sister Mary Kay.
Oh, sure, of course. Well,
I only say that because every single week at 4:00 LA time, she calls me.
Routine.
I'm like,
it's an LA thing.
Sister, I have a show every Wednesday at 4:00.
That is so funny.
Well, I'm in LA. She's in LA. We just got to get to you. We love to contact.
Well, I'm usually in LA, Henry. So maybe we'll cross paths at some point. I live in Michigan and LA, so maybe we'll cross paths. So anyway, Patrick, hi, Emil. Thanks for joining us. Patrick, go ahead.
So Henry, you've seen the show, and I don't know if you know what we do. One of our pretty much our first questions is that we just ask when, where, how do you remember getting bitten by the creative bug?
Oh, I know I'm familiar with the question, and sometimes I'm answering it while I'm hearing you all ask other people. I'm like, oh, I
Nice.
wonder how and now that I'm here, I have no answer at all. Because it's always been with me. I guess I say that because it's always been a part of me. I was getting in trouble because I would be drawing in books and drawing on the walls and drawing everywhere at a young age, And then I was always acting. Everybody always thought, what are you going to do at school, or in this class, or a theater class, or what are you going to do for this production? Because I was always, just full of energy, creative energy, not just,
Yeah.
somebody give him something so he can relax. But although there was a little bit of that too, but it was mostly rock creativity, I was just so expressive, always with music, with visual arts, of course, writing, directing. Even as a little kid, I would direct
Love it.
as a child, I would
Yeah.
direct my. So that's where I probably got the bug at birth. My mother said that the doctor couldn't even hold me. She said, you had so much energy, you were just bucking around. But I guess it's just from inside. And I've always had, have been drawn to the arts.
Drawn to the arts, pun intended. So, so you do have so many different creative expression outlets. Is there one that you feel more naturally drawn to? Do you use them to feed your soul at different times? Like how does
there you are. Each one fills my soul or fulfills my soul as a tool of expression for different times. Sometimes you feel, I feel a song. Isn't that a song? I feel a song coming on, and you create it. You write down the lyrics. You first record the music, the melody in your head, and then you guide yourself from the beginning to the end with that melody. Then you write down the words, which is considered lyric, but then you put them together, and then you start to produce on top of that layers of music. That right there, like different, that puts you in a vibe and an energy for that moment. And then sometimes you'll be walking down the street and you'll see somebody who's just so charismatic, and you feel, I have to draw them. I have to draw them. Just so that character can be kind of put out in a different way, because for whatever reason is within me, I just feel like to create it. And then there are other times when you feel like maybe something's going on in your life and you're like, oh, the way that they betrayed me, that's a good story. That's a good movie. Oh, that's a good movie. Can you believe that? I know you can't believe you couldn't make that up, could you? I know it because it's such a good, it needs to be written. It needs to be written.
Right.
So all those different avenues or ways, like you said, areas of expression are really good at different points in time, but none probably overwhelms me the most, more than visual art, sketches, doodling, drawing.
Well, that's how I got to be aware of you, was through your drawings and your your caricatures. But don't only do caricatures, you do amazing other portraits. And then I dug in a little deeper and found out that you are an actor and you do improv and you do directing and writing, all of it.
I loved it.
Amazing.
I did a couple of I think it was up to about 2 years at Second City and here in Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
And then I was a part of UCB for about 2 seasons. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm taking UCB classes right now.
Really? How do you like it?
I'm having a blast.
Well, I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. Of course. And what it does is it's so much more than acting. I had some people come over. We had in my group, what was she? A real estate agent. And the guy told her boss told her, you need to open up more, not have to go on stage.
Yeah.
Believe
Yeah.
that? That's one of the small benefits of improv, of acting. Oh my God, I love it. So I've been to there. Oh, you're gonna have such a ball. Oh, that's so good to know.
Yeah.
I can just go on about that.
Teresa and I go way back. We did improv in a group together years ago, and then I did the Groundlings, and loved that. Next. What's that?
I'm off to Groundlings next.
Oh, you are? Fun. You're going to do Groundlings classes. Great.
Yeah. We're looking into their. It helps for my kind. I shouldn't have said it like that, but it does.
It's the diversity. The diversity. I have a friend who just did it. I just attended her showcase for Jeff Perez. Yeah, she's. I believe her background is. I think she's Mexican.
Yes.
Yeah, Hispanic.
It's a wonderful outlet for giving us a wonderful opportunity. My friend Sochi Mayo, she had done a couple of the diversity programs in some different places, and she's soaring now. She's got a new television show out called American Idol on Channel 4 Sunday.
Oh, good.
Check the local list. But she started in improv, so I love improv. It's perform.
Do you find it all that improv you utilize it at all with Julie Christina says see Julie Welch at Groundlings.
Oh, awesome.
So there's a contact there.
And I'm really good friends with Ariane Price, who was on Fubble Time as well. But she's wonderful too. If you come across Ariane, she's amazing. Connections. Yeah. So you love improv. Do you find that improv helps you at all in your drawings?
Yes, because first you can't have any limitations. That's another thing. Like I haven't reached the peak of my illustrative success, and so I'm learning that free spirit, that letting go of all inhibitions on the stage is the same artistic release that needs to be done on paper. And sometimes I have to get into the flow of the character, the flow of the person, when I'm going into caricature, especially caricature, because caricature is an embellishment or an exaggeration of not only their features, but what's in here, because what's in here makes the features glow, makes the arms glow, makes the whole body move in a specific way. And you have to be able to understand character, personality, aneurysm, even down to becoming a dialectician, how the mouth moves, how the study of a person. And that's probably the basis of improv, is to be a good people watcher, a good mimic.
Yes.
Especially Groundlings, you have to be able to be a shapeshifter, which is our business. That's what I do to the paper. I shape that paper. I make those. I really love it with 3D artists who take cutouts. That's really, oh God. And that's another thing. I'm sorry, I'm just going on and on.
No, it's great. And I'm gonna put up your website. Teresa put it up.
Sure. But I'm talking to my tribe. I'm talking to my tribe. You all know it's not a different language. I don't have to explain too much. It's not like, and so it's just to answer your question, I do find that it's all kind of melted together when I start to get into the flow of creating. It's fun.
It's interesting because your website shows you. I see the arc of talent just in terms of your illustration and your artistry, because you've got this real kind of. Oops, sorry about that, world. You've got this
husband's phone.
husband's phone. I'm not used. I'm usually in LA recording these things. Uh, you've got the very kind of stylized, fun 60s vibe. And then I saw this beautiful piece of, it's called like wisdom wisdom meeting or something like that. It's so disparate from what your other stuff is, but it's a beautiful piece. So clearly your range is, how much time do you spend in that other kind of world, the non-60s caricature vibe?
How much time do I spend in that world of the
meaning creating in that world, creating in like that wisdom world?
Oh yes. Well, that was done. That's a specific piece. I think it's 16 by 20 watercolor pencil and watercolors made with watercolors and pencils and color pencils and a little bit of I want to say a thicker paint. I know it's not gouache, but it was a thicker paint that I used. But anyway, there I love to go into that world of moving away from people, personalities, portraits. Even though I love that,
and you excel. I mean, you're excellent.
And that's my point. I like to be in that place, excel there, or learn as much as I can until it's time for me to come back and learn more, and then kind of dibble down in another area, another place like of land. That's a little bit what the piece that you're talking about is like landscape art.
Yeah.
And it came from a friend of mine who transitioned, who left us. His name was Hermes, and he's known to the world as how can I forget Hermes's what is his name? Oh God, I think I'm showing my age. What's his name? Oh, God.
You're whole 28 years old or whatever you are.
Yes, that's good. right. Oh my God! I can't believe I forgot Hermes. Well, I can't forget his name. He's known all over. Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, Nipsey Hussle. Yeah.
Don't take away my black card. It's just I'm just really nervous to be here. I'm just really happy to be here. Nervous in my mouth, but happy in my heart. But Hermes passed, as we all know.
Yeah.
Hermes and I went to school together.
Wow.
High school, and he was a friend. I mean, he was so brilliant. Back then, I'm on the school bus. He would take out little lyrics of what he wrote, and talk about different things. And I thought, okay, now I'm in the 12th grade at the time, a senior. He's not sophomore, not a junior, freshman. And he was just so profound. I would just look at him in amazement, like, okay, because he'd say these things, but we just had it was creatives. And he would sit there and he'd laugh at me and he'd say, that's how you know somebody's funny when they don't think they're funny. And I'd say, what are you talking about me? He's like, yeah, you're funny. But we just had a good chemistry, and he left us. So he was so wise, and he was so brilliant. And he had a way about him, a look about him, but he was like a good art piece. You had to look beyond what you saw to really get something out of him. And he was wonderful, and he left us. He was killed. And I did not understand how something that brilliant, having a legacy before him and having so much promise, could leave us so soon. And in that picture or in that piece, I was saying, I don't think Nipsey could understand it either, which is why he had to walk with wisdom on the banks or the shore of this new place he has gone, without his children, without his wife, without his fame, without all that he's accomplished. He alone is with wisdom, and she's walking with him in this new area, telling him basically what we all have to figure out over time, that life happens. We don't have all the answers until maybe on the other side, which is where he was at, which is why he was having that talk. So and I had to get deep into that world. Different from observing performers who are just, kind of lighthearted.
Mm-hmm.
I like going into that world because there's such a message. Very quickly, I'll tell you, out of that one piece, now no one knew what that was to me,
Mm-hmm.
but there was a young lady who reached out to me and she said, I'd like to put it up in our boardroom. In this boardroom, it's on the same street, in the same area that
Oh.
Nipsey Hussle was trying to build a new building and project in. And it was there in his area to be seen through these glass windows. And I thought, isn't that something? So
Yeah.
I get chills. If you
Yeah.
can, but that's why I go into that world. And there's a lot more of that, hopefully, in the not so distant future.
Well, I have a feeling, I mean, when you dig deep like that, there's no way that I can share can I screen share, Patrick? Do you know if I can do that?
No,
just
you can't, but which one is it? Because I popped over to his website while you were talking about it.
go to, I'm going to make you go to the merch and then do the right arrow and then you click on the piece.
Oh, thank you for going and visiting the merch. We're supposed to be doing a little bit more on the merch by the end of the year. We got a lot coming.
Walk with Wisdom. Is that the one you're talking about, Teresa?
Yeah. Oh, are you going to do the you could put it in the
I'm going to. It overlays the conversation, but I'll quick do it. The
library of someone with the wanted to with the Library of Congress, when I told them about all of it, they wanted to officiate it or something through there and put it through somewhere. But that piece of Walk with Wisdom is grabbed.
You were able to do the link as well.
Yeah.
Fred Stella has a question. Did you see that?
Yeah, he wants to know how tall you are. That's my husband.
6'7.5". My height is 6'7.5". I'm 6'7.5". Now my mother said I was 6'9". But that's mother for you.
So
okay, here it is.
Oh, there it is.
Yes.
So there's the piece.
Yeah, very rough. Very, very. It happened around the time of around a couple of days.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. Thank you for
hours from his passing. Yeah, it was very rough, but it's a rough piece, but not only emotionally, it's just not. It doesn't have that much composition. Doesn't have that much detail.
It's beautiful.
It's very moving. Yeah, it's really moving. I liked it a lot.
Thank you.
Evocative, Christina says.
Thank you.
Kevin said, I just looked at Henry's art page. He loves Lucy too. Yes. So we are going to segue over to that because we're already at 7:25.
That's crazy.
Darius, who is a great, great artist, actor, performer, director, says, you are outstanding, Henry. We must meet. Rest well, Nipsey. What an amazing soul. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Darius.
So Kevin says,
I'll put it up.
Yeah. So Kevin says, I just looked at Henry's art page. He loves Lucy too. So talk a little bit about your, art work around her, because I want to put a few different things up, because you have amazing portraits of her. You have caricatures of her. And what is it that drew you to the wonderful Lucille?
I just love. I think the majority of us love Lucy.
Yeah.
She's just that great. So I'm not gonna go into all of that as much as much as I want to, and as much as I can. I'm gonna keep it short. I just think that Lucy has. I didn't always feel this way, but I learned that she has like one of the quintessential faces. Like it's not just like her natural face. Her natural face is beautiful, of course, but the face that she tailor makes over time, around 1950 something, 51, 52, and a little bit after that, is like amazing to me. That's like brilliant to me. Like, how can someone look so different, and how could that look that they create be so attractive or identifiable or beautiful or mesmerizing, however, that the whole entire country and then the entire world agrees that she's appealing and enjoyable. It's something
and approachable, to be that beautiful and be
yes,
approachable too.
yes, and approachable. I mean, it's just something.
Well, and identifiable. I mean, that was one of the big things that people were like, well, she's funny and pretty, which I always thought was such a weird thing to say.
I did
That
too.
she wasn't afraid to look.
I get that so much. People are like, "You're so pretty. How can you be so funny?"
Did you see Michael Stern's comment that he nails it every time
in your artistry? Yeah,
that's nice. Thank you, Michael.
And can you talk? I'm going to put a few of the images in here, but I'm just wondering, could you talk at all about? Hold on one second. This is I love this piece because it shows, it shows her beauty, and it also shows her character that you grabbed.
Oh, that means a lot to me that you would like that.
Why
months on that.
Why is
you
that?
spent months on that?
Well, I spent months on it, and I just wanted, most of that work is for us. I don't want to say fans, but for those who appreciate the show. Because I know some people are like, I'm not a fan like you are, Henry. I mean, I'll watch the show on a Saturday, but please. But I think for something that is such a treasure to us, there's so many layers of it that has yet to be seen, like the colorful, creative ways of the show, because it's in black and white. But
yeah.
And I don't think that I have that concept. I don't think it's a new concept that I'm thinking of. I'm sure another artist who goes by Morgan, but I can't remember the other name, part of the name. But he's an artist who did those plates.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And I incorporated his. I just thought, what would it be if and he's still with us. I talked to him a little bit ago.
Oh, is he? Oh, nice.
Yes,
nice.
yeah. And I thought, what would it be if I did it for this generation, for this age?
Yeah.
Not generation, for this,
this day and time. Rick Carl, of course, knows. Morgan West.
Morgan, well, of course. Only the brilliant would know that.
Right. And he's been a guest.
And Peter Mamanis Jr. said, very few people can capture Lucy's facial features and expressions in art. Henry is one, if not the best.
That is very, very, very nice of him to say. I will, but I'd like to set the record straight, if I may. The best, the one who inspired me to draw or illustrate at all, not that he's that old, but to draw at all, is Rick Carl.
Oh,
nice.
I did, and Rick gives a hi all. I didn't know that. So,
yes.
So interesting. Yeah. And why is that? Why is that?
Probably has some tie into why I chose Lucy as the face, because if I could recreate in art what he did with her face, then I knew that I was a good artist. Because only a good artist could capture what he did in his art. And so then what I took with Lucy, what I learned from him with Lucy, I then took to Maya Angelou or to, I don't know, Ben Vereen, I don't know, whomever else outside of the Lucy world. But I learned.
Who just passed that you did a beautiful, beautiful portrait of? Oh, was it Diane Carroll?
Maybe.
I'm trying to remember who it was.
And while you're doing that, I just want to give a few little shout outs to people here so you can see them. Michael Stern would like you to know that Rick Carl actually is that old, and shame on you, Michael, but it's a funny line. So comedy. Get
in there.
And Christina certainly gives a shout out to Rick there, and so does Peter. Here for Rick. So just wanted to.
I wanted to show a couple. This one to me is very Rick Carl.
Yes. Now, it's Rick Carl, and it's also Oh my God, I can't. My favorite, my top favorites are Rick, Carl, Al Hirschfeld.
Yeah.
Who did I? He is. That is inspired by. Oh God, I'm bad with names. But
That's
I am
good.
too.
That's
I
right.
am
It's
too.
all
but
good.
other than that, I'm not all gone.
But you probably never forget a face, right?
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh
I'm that
God,
way
he
too.
did a lot of post journal
Rick
sketches.
Rick Carl will know. And then this one also is, and then you go in this world and you're with one of our other favorites.
Carol and Lucy, Carol Burnett, Lucille Ball. Yeah, yeah.
But then that's very caricature, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
so it's like, how people say using right brain, left brain. Do you use a different part of your visual expression to create that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Do you sit down and say, I'm going to make a caricature? Or do you start to paint and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, a caricature is going to happen here when I didn't expect it?
No, I'm pretty. The only one I'll do that with is sometimes with Lucy. I have a caricature right now that is so. I don't know if I have any. I don't want to be improper and get out of my frame, but
While you're doing that, I'm going to put this up. Thanks, all too kind. But Henry's in a class of his own. Yes.
but it's not up. But it gets a little. Sometimes the caricature, if it's in color, it gets so real until I have to put it down. I say, okay, no, let's keep with the line. And that's when I went back to Hirschfeld. Rockwell, Norman.
Oh, Norman Rockwell. Oh.
Whoa. I've often considered myself, Henry, if any artist was going to paint me. I have a Norman Rockwell. This is a face made for a Norman Rockwell painting. I've always felt like I was a Norman Rockwell painting. So
You're right. You're right about that. You're right. But
I love it.
Hirschfeld is who taught me to, if there's too much detail in the caricature, pull it back. It's actually his wife who taught me from a documentary. They said to fade out the caricature to nothing but line. And so that's.
Are you constantly learning? Do you? You seem like you're a lifelong student.
I can't. I'll be enrolling. I told you I'll be going to Groundlings, trying to do a little something over at Howard University. I'm also trying to do a little something over at the Academy of Art again, get a little bit of brush up on a few skills. But you said it, you hit it right on the head. I'm always learning, never full of information. I don't know it all, and I haven't made my best piece yet, and I haven't written my best script. I haven't performed really at all lately, but I mean, it's just the more I learn, the better I get.
Well, so we are getting towards the end. Oh my gosh. I got it. The
Really?
I've always been a Hirschfeld fan, and I have many books. And real quick story, I went to a opening night of Dancing at Lunasa, and right in front of me was Hirschfeld, and I literally could barely watch the play because I was watching him draw and sketch the whole time. It was amazing. It was unbelievable. I know. It was one of those moments I will never forget. I just
You
was like,
lucky boy.
I know. So real quick, we are gonna eventually talk about the movie. I have not seen it. Teresa has seen it. So just any gut reaction, because there's been so much, Oh, but before that, real quick, you're working now. Do you work with Desilu too? Do you do artwork with them, and how does that work out? And tell us a little bit about that. And Lucy Arnaz.
I love Desilu. I love Desilu too.
Yeah.
I love Lucy Arnaz. I can't talk much about her because, in that respect, because she's, I don't know, it's very odd. It's almost like, I don't know. I can't say too much about her because she's so close to my heart. Maybe I'll start crying or something. I don't know. It's just like she's a sacred part. Like I don't want anybody to know you know, like that's what I don't know how they've been so public, her family, because they're so adorable. Her, Kate, the son is talented. The other son paints. I learned a lot from him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
all incredible until I just want to keep them all to myself, you know, just like, oh, I love you so much. I don't want anybody to know how much I love you. I want you to know. But if truth be told, they reached out to me in such a what does it say? Gracious and
Yeah.
kind way, that I'm grateful for, because of all the artists who love Lucy in the world, to put focus towards me and then to contact me. You
Well,
can,
they saw your talent clearly. I mean,
well,
you know that we're friends
but
with
I work with
Lucy,
them
and
from
she
time to time, yes. If they allow me, yes. If they call me, I'm always available to.
nice.
Of
And
course.
she did our reading of our Christmas movie last year. But I
Mhm.
remember she would post
Yeah.
about you and be like, "Oh my gosh, who is this? What?" You know, and started, and
Isn't that
didn't
incredible?
surprise me when you did a piece of art of her too, which was incredible. And she shared that, which was wonderful. So yeah, so we're wrapping up. Any last words
Well,
about
I think
your
we wanna know about paint and play too, and
yeah.
some of the other
Paint and
things.
Play is coming. Yeah,
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah.
Paint and Play is coming back 2022. I think it was regular sip and paint, for what I'm sure you've heard of the concept, where you go to different pop-up
Right.
shops, pop-up areas, and just get people to come together and have a good time to paint and relax and just enjoy, create a memory and a piece of art that they can put up on their wall, and they walk by and say, maybe they'll have company and they say, "You like that? I drew that." Can you believe it? It can boost your confidence, and
So that's fun. So you host paint
people.
and plays. So you host these paint and plays.
I host them, and I help what is it called? The instructor. I'm the
Yeah.
instructor to a degree and help coach everyone on the main picture that we do, and that's coming 2022 virtually, and then we're going to do the public.
Oh,
Yes,
nice.
yeah, yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's good to know. We need to keep
Mm-hmm.
in touch about
Yeah,
that
keep
Yeah.
us
and
posted.
promote that.
Definitely promote
Yes.
for sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
It's something that we can all do, and I'm sure we'll all enjoy it. Everybody
And
participates.
then what's the other one, Teresa? The
Nocturnal Nest? What is Nocturnal
yeah.
Nest?
Nocturnal Nest, my podcast has been happening for 2 or 3 years. I swear we've been in production. We've been, what is that, post production? But it's finally coming. It's
Oh,
just a simple podcast, talking about what I've learned or what I'm being exposed to from other artists, kind of introducing the regular podcast, introducing some new artists to the world through how I'm finding them at night while I draw, while I work.
Oh,
So
neat.
that's
Neat.
yeah, and some other guests are joining me. So it's like a little nest of nocturnal people who are up creating and learning about
that's
different.
fabulous. I love
Not
that.
just artists either, writers, poets, uh, uh, all kinds
That's
of
great. Like us, celebrating all kinds of creatives.
Yeah.
So
visual.
You
I don't know how to
people
articulate this question, and I do want to ask this before we go. And I know Patrick, and I know we're running short, and blah blah blah.
no, I'm good.
But I want to ask this question. Yeah, I might have to do my thing later. I Your heart chakra, or whatever you want to call it, is very open. You see that. How I'm I don't know if you're an empath. I don't know if that means I don't know where you are emotionally, but I wonder how important being in that heart space is to you when you're creating.
Very important.
Yeah.
That's so funny that you would say that. Again, this is our tribe. So uh, I don't think it would be surprising to know that I just started looking up more on the chakras. A
Oh,
little bit before, I would have been like a Shaka Khan.
well, you seem to have an open Shaka Khan too. So
But I have been doing within. You're not going to believe this, and I don't have a reason to lie to you. But within the past couple of days, I found out about the, what is it, 7 of them? And,
Yeah.
and so I don't know if I'm doing a good job of it being open. I just know that there's a lot of love that I have in here, and I put it towards whatever I'm focused in on. If I'm
Nice.
focused on drawing, it took me a while to realize whatever you put in to your creativity or your creation, that same energy is going to come out. If you're frustrated, you're going to probably, if you get on stage, you're going to have that come out. If you're anxious or not really clear, your pencil strokes, your compositions or anything, your preliminary sketches, they're all going to come out like, because it's within. There's no other way but to come out of you. So you do have to kind of be clear. It's something that a lot of people don't understand. They say, just do it. Or when they say, this will only take you an hour, this will only take you 45 minutes to draw, you don't even know where the person has to, get into. So yes, it is important to me. I still got, like I said, a lot of work to do, but I do try to stay open to that for all creative purposes.
That's
and
great.
I learned it from a young lady called Elizabeth. Oh, she's done a TED Talk. Just put in Elizabeth something, and she did. Well, I shouldn't have referenced her if I didn't know the full name, but I think it's Elizabeth something. And she did a TED Talk that talked about that. Talked about the open creative energies.
My partner actually is very. My husband, I still say partner, is teaches chakra classes.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a minister, and so I will send you his info about it. It's
Thank you
really
so
healing. It's really amazing. Yeah.
Those connections.
That is Henry's social media name. Is that what we
Handle?
His tags,
handle?
his handle.
Tag, yes.
So follow him on Instagram and Facebook, and where else are you? Are you on the TikTok?
Yes, I am, but I haven't ticked any talks yet. But I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm going to tick my talk in a minute.
Elizabeth Cox or Coax, K-O-C-S?
I think so. Yes.
Yes. Tina Carroll suggested that.
She wrote a book. Oh God, I'm just drawing a blank. But the book that she wrote was so good until Ted had them talk. She's really good. She's really good.
Well,
that TED Talk was really good. Anyway, I could just go on talking to you all forever. This is how I do when I watch the show. I'm just talking to you all on the screen. Every show I've been.
Well, Michael Stern wrote, it's fun to watch Fubble Time, and we appreciate that.
Always.
Yeah.
Well, we have interesting guests, Michael. We're very lucky to have people like Henry join us. So that's very exciting.
Henry, I'm so glad that we had you on. I'm so grateful because, like I said, I've only really, yes, Rick Carl is the granddad of artwork too. Yay. Wow. Okay. I just said yay. And I was like, maybe that's not. Just
in the nicest way possible.
Yes. Getting to know you this way too is wonderful. So I am so thankful that you did Fubble Time.
I'm grateful too. And if you want to know what I think about the movie, my little review is out there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Okay.
On my Facebook page.
Oh, on your Facebook. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I tried to keep it as even so the person walking away could come with their own, but still know the artistic value behind it. But people, from what I hear, we all feel pretty much the same about it. Great.
I started.
Good.
I started reading Tom Watson's and stopped because I didn't want it to.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to hinder when I was watching it, because then have that voice in my head.
Incidentally, and not to change your mind or anything, but that helped me. It was a good. I don't know.
It was a history lesson. I read Tom's too, and I'm so glad I did, because I think I would have gone in going, this is BS.
Yes.
It like framed it, and I was like, okay. But So
he said,
and Lucy shared it and said,
not the truth.
Yeah.
Right. And Lucy shared it and said fair. So I appreciated that. So
sure did. I
I'm
feel
so
like
interested in.
should I look up here and say yes, or should I look here and say yes? You're right.
And
I love it. I love it.
Christina says, I agree, fair and balanced, Tom
Yeah,
Watson.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
Christina, I would love to connect with you after I see it and see the
Again,
portrayal of your father.
I'm just happy that the world is getting to know kind of what went behind the show. And again, we're in 2021. This is the age of information. You don't have to dig too deep to find any facts, but you can enjoy this as an introduction to the or reintroduction to the world.
Well, and I'm also so surprised at how many people aren't aware of Desi's genius and brilliance, and so
that's what it's about.
That will open it up. Will you ever have last week's guest again? It was really good, Michael Stern. All right, we got to run. This was great. Oh my
God. It was so great. Thank you so much.
Well, I hope to be back soon if you all have me. And thank you for having me. And
thank you, Henry.
You're a delight.
All right. Thanks so much.
Everybody.
Don't run away. We're going to send you the
Don't run away. Don't run away.
All right.
All right.
Oh my gosh, what a dear heart. What a beautiful human being. That's just lovely. That's lovely. Well, we are going to wish you thank you. Got some last minute comments coming in. Thank you, Henry LaMarr. That's from Christina Carroll. I think up here, Darius, we posted that earlier, but preach your feelings will always focus your art. That's a nice thing. I don't know if Henry heard that. Rebecca got his height wrong, but she's right about the rest. Warm, interesting, talented, and lovable. Yes, that all comes through on the show, right? So anyway, thank you for that. Thank you for being
Christina.
with us.
Yay.
It's fun to Patrick. It's fun to be here and do this show. We are done for the year.
No.
Oh my God, we're not. We're doing we have a big thing happening next week. We're doing
we can officially announce it.
Sure, why not?
Right?
Yeah, why not?
So for the locals,
Henry's in the green room. So
the locals will really understand this, but we've done this show called Holiday Memories of Grand Rapids that is aired on TV and now is on YouTube, and we created a song around it, and it was written by myself and Teresa and Fred Stella, and it was the music was done by Scott Patrick Bell, and it was sung by the beautiful and wonderful Edie Evans Hyde, and it gets released Friday on 100.5 The River, Grand Rapids at 8:15 in the morning with Andy Wren. So we'll be posting about this, but we're thrilled.
So we've got a Christmas song coming for our Grand Rapidian friends, and we're going to be interviewing Scott and hopefully Edie next week and talking about the show or talking about music and Christmas is past and where we are here in Grand Rapids. It's a holidays past because everybody.
So it's a present day and a throwback. So, and there's some really great Grand Rapids references. So there you go. We just
there you go. But we'll be at 8:00 next week, hopefully. So join us 8:00 next week instead of 7. And with that, we'll be looking to January, where we're going to be bringing in and interviewing kids in kids television, where Patrick and I got our start working together. So that'll be a month-long foray into lots of different aspects of children's television and children's creatives. So, all right. With that,
as we say,
gotta go.